Welcome everyone, it's good to have you back. We're continuing on with our dice activities, something to do during the quarantine. So here's something that I'd like to share with you that I've done with quite a few of my math classes. And it's really simple. All you need is a couple of dice and the ability to write down some numbers on a 3x5 card. Now I've gone ahead just for simplicity's sake and written these all out beforehand, and I just have the numbers 2 through 12. And what I'm going to have you do is start by drawing 11 circles underneath those numbers anywhere you'd like. So it doesn't really matter. I've gone ahead and done that myself. There they are, just a sample distribution of the numbers 2 through 12. And let's just double check. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, now knowing that this is about dice, you probably already know what we're going to do. However, I don't tell my students that it's about dice at first. I usually have them just write the numbers. So here's the object. I'm going to take my dice and roll them. And I got a 5. And so I'm going to go ahead and cross off the number 5. And the goal is, as I roll these dice, that eventually, each time I roll, one number is going to be taken away, hopefully. I just keep marking off until all my circles are gone. So there's a 9 that time, and I don't have a circle there. So I'm just going to keep rolling. There's another 7, so I'm done with my 7s. And you can imagine doing this until somebody, or you, have them all gone. That's why I like to, as a class, make a little competition. Now, inevitably, students realize that they probably didn't place their circles in the most advantageous way. And so they're going to want to replay this. And that's the whole point of it. I want them thinking about the possible outcomes that you should get when you roll dice. So I've made a template so that you can print out a bunch of these if you'd like. On the other hand, if you just want to use a 3x5 card, that's good as well. So I like this activity for a number of reasons. First off, it's really engaging. The students don't know what's going on necessarily, and I like that uncertainty. And so it kind of hooks them in. Second, I want to promote a little bit of risk-taking in math. And this activity has a really low threshold for engagement and a very low risk factor. I mean, it's just as much chance of winning for a strong math student as a weaker math student. Also, I like to encourage participation, so I actually have the students roll the dice instead of me. And I want to just build enthusiasm and kind of enliven math class, which, I hate to say it, even as a math teacher, is not always known for being the most exciting. I also want to reinforce basic skills. So I generally have them create the sample space for the outcome. And that's just a 6x6 grid with all the possible combinations of the sum of the two dice written out. I want to introduce some new ideas. And although this particular activity doesn't have new information, it leads them from something which they are comfortable with, eventually to something that's a little bit more complicated. I personally use it to introduce the idea of expectation value. And that also brings in the concept of discrete random variables. And the terms discrete random variables can be a little bit intimidating to a student. And so if they have some activity that they can kind of hang that concept on, then I find they have a much easier time dealing with it. Again, I have the rest of the activity down below in links that you can read and print out and customize on your own. I hope it goes well for you, and enjoy.